we're having 3,080.
So obviously we are nowhere near the numbers we should have.
Exactly.
So could that be the reason why we are having the rising numbers? 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Ghanaians suffering from mental health
There's a lot
issues.
of stress. You know, there's the stress. Life is hard.
But that's why we tone it all down. You see, when you go on Twitter, you
bring it down.
Unless you get on the wrong side,
bring it down,
then you bashed.
Yeah.
But hey, welcome to Breakfast on GTV, and we'll be having that crucial conversation on mental health. But in between, we'll be keeping an eye on several locations, and we'll bring you traffic updates as well. Indeed. And CAF will have the sit down on World Arthritis Day,
which is today.
Is today.
So looking forward to that. From 6:30, all your questions on arthritis, just send them to us on WhatsApp 055-556-1034. Quick question before we bring in Val. So, when you were an intern, a national service person,
not this one.
Did they used to send you around to go and buy a wachi? And
yep.
And how do you feel about it?
Rites of passage. You do it.
Okay.
It actually tells you that somebody trusts you, especially if they are sending you to buy food, because you can't send someone to buy food that you don't trust.
There are a lot of people online who don't think that's a good idea, and
I think it's all
interns shouldn't be
it's all part
sent out to go and buy a watch.
You see, someone needs to see what kind of person you are to be able to impart knowledge. Otherwise, you would have gone straight from the classroom to your job.
Okay.
Why do you need to intern?
There's
many things that you need to learn that do not necessarily come from the classroom. So when you go, you just put yourself through it. Like, guys, you are too politically correct these days. Just put yourself through the
work. Get sent.
Get sent. Do it. That's why our children are so fussy.
And so soft. Let me ask the question then. So I'm going to ask the question. Today is day 2 of national service, because national service started yesterday. Have you been sent? How do you feel as a national service person who is being sent left, right, and center? If you're an intern, how do you feel about going to buy bullfruit and Burkina and
especially if they say, okay, buy for me and buy one for yourself, like
that one is okay. Buy one, get one free. Yeah. So how do you feel about that? We want to know on WhatsApp. Okay, I'll read a couple of comments on Facebook from former interns and national service people to another former intern and national service person.
Wow.
She's on my right. Come in, selector.
Oh, selector say.
Come in now, Valerie.
Good morning, guys. Do you know what's happening outside?
What?
It's raining.
Are you serious?
Mad.
Cats and dogs?
For real?
Badly, guys. So if you haven't left home yet, if you're leaving home, you need to be careful, guys, especially on our roads. We all know the state our roads are in now, so you need to be careful. The rain is really heavy. Talking about mental health, 2 days ago, when I was coming to work, I saw a guy walking in the middle of the motorway. He was just walking in the middle.
He was fully clothed.
Fully clothed, guys.
And you'll be surprised that everybody will be trying to avoid him.
Everybody. I avoided him, everybody. And he was right there in the middle of the motorway, guys.
But you know, there are lots of residential places that have sprung up on the motorway. It could be that he lives around.
In the middle of the motorway.
With cars left and right.
That devil.
And then also, I was listening to a conversation and it said that, you know, a lot of people have mental conditions and we don't know it. Yeah. A doctor once said, a psychiatrist actually said that if you leave your home and you, did I lock my door? You go back. If you go back twice, there's something wrong with you guys. So everybody needs to get mentally checked. This show is made possible by our Wake Purified Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, Cheesy Pizza, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink, and later on, my side of the couch is sponsored by Airtel Tigo, guys. Our show is interactive. Later on, I'll be having a sit down with a gospel artist. She's been around for a long time, and we're going to find out from her, being an industry person, what is really going on with the gospel music industry, and then get to know her better as well. We'll get to know Celestine Donko, guys. If you want to ask her any questions, want to know anything, you can send your conversation via WhatsApp number 055-556-1034. Remember, there's mad rain outside. It's raining heavily, cats and dogs, guys. So please be careful while you're on the road. Over to you guys.
Okay, you know what? We have the hashtag GTV breakfast, but I think it's BBB as well. So there's black, there's blue, and there's brown. So hashtag BBB, all right? BBB, we BB.
The things that you observe, Kat, seriously.
Yes,
but we want you to come on this journey with us. So follow us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're streaming live on YouTube as well. And you can find us on Instagram and Twitter. The hashtag is GTV Breakfast Cap says BDB. We'll start off as we always do with our wisdom nugget from
Dr. Kofi Osei Kusi. We're looking at abundancy versus scarcity mindset. Shout out to all the interns and national service people here. We haven't started sending you yet, but hey,
we will.
Get ready. So get ready for this as well.
It's a good morning to you. Very exciting, very humbling for me to serve you the wisdom nugget for the day. And nugget of the day will keep a lot of your problems away. And you know what? Today I want to ask you a big question. Do you have an abundant mindset or do you have a scarcity mindset? Abundant mindset versus scarcity mindset. An abundant mindset is a mindset, or let me first talk about a scarcity mindset. It's a perception that life is like a big pie. And when somebody takes some of the pie, there's only a little left for everyone to share. So people with a scarcity mindset, they feel that there is very little of everything around them, little of money, little of resources, little of jobs, little of promotion around. And so when somebody gets something, it means that what is left is very small. People with a scarcity mindset will always fight for everything because they feel like if somebody gets that opportunity, what is left is gone or there's very little left. But there are also people with an abundant mindset. People with an abundant mindset, they feel like life is not like a big pie that when somebody takes some, it's only left with little. They feel like there is more of everything. There is more of promotion. There is more of resources. There are a lot of jobs. There are a lot of promotion. And so you see, for someone with an abundant mindset, if another person gets promoted, they don't think that, oh, that person has taken my position. They know that another opportunity is going to open for them. Now, it's all about mentality and it's all about mindset. How do you see life? I was blown away years ago. I was traveling. I was at the airport, and then we all got to the boarding gate, just the last point when you descend the old airport at Kotoka to board the flight. And by the time you get to the boarding gate, as you well know, everybody at that point has their boarding pass. And so everybody has a seat number where they're going to sit. But guess what? When they announced that we are about to board the flight, everybody was rushing into the aircraft as if the plane was going to leave some people behind. But once you had a boarding gate, there is no way the plane is going to leave you behind. What does that tell you? It tells you that most of the people there had a scarcity mindset. To them, even though they have a boarding pass, as soon as somebody enters the aircraft, their seat is gone. There is no way your seat is going to go. So is life. Of course, there are times where you have to realize that everything isn't so, infinite, and we need to manage things well. But as far as perceiving life in general is concerned, I think the most successful people, the happiest of people, and the most content of people are people with an abundant mindset. As you go through the day, think about how you think. Monitor your thoughts and ask yourself, do you have a scarcity mindset or do you have an abundant mindset? No one can steal your opportunities away from you. No one can stop you from advancing. If somebody gets an opportunity, gets an open door or gets a promotion, it doesn't mean yours is not going to come. There are many, many more opportunities out there in the world. Someone said the sky is so wide that two planes or even two birds don't crash. Have an abundant mindset. See that there are many opportunities for you because how you think is what is going to happen to you. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you face to face and seeing many abundant opportunities coming to you just because of the way you think. Have a fabulous day. See you again on the Wisdom Nugget for your day.
Thanks for staying on, and we're doing social media trends. Top on our list, special prosecutor dropping the case against the MP for Boku Central, Mahama Ayariga, saying it will be a complete waste of time to continue to prosecute, guys. So Martin Amedu brought these charges against the former MP, and it was against Mr. Ayariga and 6 others for breaching procurement processes in purchasing some ambulances for his constituency, and another charge of tax evasion in importing luxurious vehicles. Kisia Jabeng says it will not be in the state's interest to continue to prosecute, and obviously Ayariga and his team are very, very excited. The Honorable Ayariga and his team are happy that the charges have been dropped.
Well, they're saving state money.
Me, I don't understand law. I don't even understand the whole special prosecutor thing.
Well,
so what? He's kind of dismantled the former guy's case. I mean, he says it's without merit. Is that how it works?
Basically, and nolli prosequa, I think is what the term is.
Yes.
So they're basically saying that there's no case and they can't prosecute. So
can you find somebody to prosecute? Because this is such an old case.
It remains to be seen.
You get what I'm saying? Why are you there?
Because if
deal with your own case.
But then how do you prosecute somebody you think is using state funds for private gain or for private profit? I would want to know. Maybe the lawyers can explain to us, because the LLB we don't have, LLM too.
Maybe,
we don't have.
Maybe we should have a lawyer to come and proper explain what's going on, and so that everybody, the layman, can understand what's happening.
Okay, he spoke to journalists outside the court yesterday, and he was explaining why the case should not continue. And so, yeah, good news for Honorable Ayariga's side from yesterday up until this morning.
And we get to save state money.
Well, but so bad news for corruption, though, because the people who are misbehaving are not being gone after. That is my beef. Go after some of the people. Let's get some results.
Scapegoats.
Yeah, get some people and get an airtight case and just do the work. You know.
But if there's no evidence to prosecute you, and yesterday,
I'm not saying you should prosecute Mahama Ayariga. I said they should go and find a case that is airtight and then prosecute it to its logical conclusion.
Okay, so find an airtight case, but where there are no, like he's saying yesterday, he said, upon further scrutiny, the Republic deemed it unable to prove its case based on available evidence on the standard of proof on criminal cases. That is, to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
In other words, this is a shade on the former guy who brought the case up. Is that what it is?
Is it?
Because if there's no, if you don't have the ability to prove it conclusively, whoever brought the case in the first time didn't do a good job. That's my layman's analysis of it.
Okay, yeah. So that would be your opinion then, because that's not
it's my ruling. It's not an opinion, it's a ruling.
So
Judge Court.
They are just saying, I mean, there's no evidence, and the lawyer for Mr. Mahama Ayariga he said this article saying he expressed gratitude to the special prosecutor and maintained that they have been vindicated. And so the cases against Mr. Honorable Ayariga and others was started by former Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu, who resigned his position in 2020, just days after the demise of former President Jerry John Rawlings. Mr. Amidu, Ghana's first Special Prosecutor, had put the NDC MP on trial over two issues: breaching procurement and processes, and then obviously tax evasion in the importation of luxurious vehicles. And then, despite standing trial with 6 others, the former Youth and Sports Minister was acquitted and discharged on Friday, May 7th. So the case is other details involving 3 Toyota V8 vehicles that he was alleged to have bought without paying taxes. So all that has been laid to rest, and the special prosecutor says there's no case there. So
big things they happen for Ghana. Big things they happen for Ghana, man.
Big things?
Yeah, let's go after the big issues, lah.
And would the big issue be one of the alleged case against the NDC Central Regional Communication Director, who is alleged to have engaged in sexual relations with his daughter, which has led to her falling pregnant?
And aborting.
Yes. So the NDC suspended him from his job as a communications officer in the Central Region
over the allegations, which have not been proven yet. And he's come out to deny them quite strongly, hasn't he?
Exactly. So I have the statement. refer to NDC guru impregnates daughter, causes abortion, 11th October 2021, which was yesterday. I've taken notice of a publication by the Daily Guide newspaper of 11th October 2021, alleging that I have impregnated my daughter and made her abort the pregnancy. I wish to state unequivocally that the said publication is a false and malicious fabrication. While I work with my lawyers to prove my innocence through the justice system and pursue a defamation action against the Daily Guide newspaper, I'd like to appeal to the general public to treat the said publication and the allegations thereof with the contempt it deserves. To all comrades, friends, and family who have reached out to show concern, I'm grateful for your encouragement and support. The truth cannot be buried forever. It will spring forth like a seed in the fullness of time. Signed, Kwesi Dawood. So he's now a suspended communications officer for the NDC in the Central Region. And this story broke yesterday, and so things are happening. We'll see what happens.
But if you read some of the accounts that I'm seeing now on online, purported to have been said by or made by the girl in question, it's quite worrying, isn't it? Yeah. That somebody in a position of trust, somebody as trustworthy, you would think, as your father, could I can't even begin to imagine who would come up with a story like that if it's false. Like, what kind of person does this?
Yeah.
What kind of person would do this if it's false?
In the past, a couple of weeks, there was a case where a woman alleged that she had been kidnapped. And, you know, people started debating. There were theories here and there. And then we found out at the end, she actually confessed that it wasn't true. So that's an answer to your question. That who would do that?
Investigated.
Indeed, it's been sent to court. So the case of incest has been leveled against this chap.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the report according to
his own daughter. Wow. Like anyway, yeah, like so let's just leave the bad news behind. I'm sure it's bad news either way, whether it is found that he did it or he didn't, because if he didn't do it, then it's bad news because reputation, you know, libel and all that. And if he did, if a court determines that he did, obviously that's not good as well. But the Black Stars, after beating Zimbabwe 3-1 over the weekend, gearing up to head into the second leg of the game today at 1 p.m. Are we excited?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, another whipping will be good. Another 3-1.
Yes, another 3-1.
Yes.
So Pate has to score again.
So that
he will score.
So that the puns can come with the Milo
Pate has to score.
Valerie is predicting that Pate will score again.
We need a Pate.
Yeah, we need a Pate after Pate. Yes, so Pate will score again.
So we are counting on Miliband's guys to deliver another resounding victory for the Black Stars, even from Zimbabwe. And GTV Sports Plus will be showing the match live at 1 p.m. Please don't go on Facebook and ask, please, who is showing them? I beg you, don't go and start another trend. We
just go to GTV Sports Plus. That's all.
People don't have chill. Look, Twitter is streets, like I say. So GTV Sports Plus, 1 p.m. today. I'm sure sometime around midday, the chat would have begun, the pundits would have been seated, and we'll begin to get some predictions, expectations, and we'll all just rally around the flag and then pray that our boys will do it again.
Come on, you say like an African American chick. Y'all better know where to watch the game. Y'all better know where to watch the game.
Y'all better turn to GTV Sports
Plus, baby. You have to add baby.
Baby to them.
Wow. So y'all know. Say it for me, like. Say it like an African American chick. Say it for me.
Please, I'm a gun. We'll find a GTV Sports Plus, but about try ball, Ghana match, about try.
No, you've got it wrong.
It won't you find a ball,
Sports Plus.
That's my please. We say 100. We don't say plus.
You don't say plus.
My people, all the Ghana people, good morning. you make them revoke my Ghana card, I beg you. We're winning. And as we pray for the Black Stars to bring the 3 points home, Bishop Ajinasari is praying for Sam George to get strength to fight the battle against the LGBTQ plus. So yesterday we saw pictures actually.
Yeah, there was a video.
There was a video as well.
There was a video where.
Oh, okay. So here's the video. Let's see it. Let's see it. Sound it up. Let's listen. This is anointing. Look.
We want to pray for him. Stretch forth your hands towards him in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Father, we commit your son into your hands. We pray that, Lord, for this battle, you would bring a new anointing upon him and great grace. We say no weapon fashioned against him shall prosper. We say when they gather against him, let it not be of you. When they come one way, let them scatter seven ways. Give him insight, give him utterance, protect him, protect his family by the power of the Holy Ghost. Protect his going out and coming in, vehicles he would ride, people he will meet, water he will drink, food that he will eat, everything protect in the name of Jesus. And we pray that your name alone shall be exalted and glorified. In Jesus' name we call it done. Give the Lord praise. Hallelujah. Give the Lord praise.
So you're seeing the good bishop laying hands, pouring oil on the honorable minister, and he's getting grace.
He's an elder. Didn't you see the caption?
There's for Elder Honorable Samuel Nate.
George. I've just demoted the man.
No.
Honorable Elder Sam George. Please, he has anointing, no weapon. They say his car, his family, everybody is put. All the loopholes have been sealed. So those who don't agree, please just agree.
For me, he passed the shoe
Holy
test.
Ghost matter has come inside.
He passed the shoe test. When the leader, I was just praying, please let there be no holes. And he passed it. So
George is a solid guy.
No,
his fashion sense is
you have to check your shoes before you go down.
For me, I wonder what the international community's comment would be, because now this has become a running commentary, and the fact that Sam George is still trending days after his interview on CNN is among the top trends on Twitter. Is quite. It tells you the magnitude of the conversation. And I
think the LGBTQ, let's spell it out fully, it's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, queer, intersex, plus. I'm sure they'll be excited because the thing is on the agenda for the past week now.
Because every time we talk and we still hashtag it, so it draws the international community. I mean, we are getting eyeballs here. So,
but you see, the law is the law, and I always say, let's just obey the law. Okay, let's everyone. So until the law changes as it is, let's just obey the law. So that's our social media trends for today, and Sam George ending the segment for us. And yesterday, so we are doing cheesy quizzes. Okay, so we ask a question, you answer, we give you a voucher to buy pizza. Simple enough, isn't it? Yesterday we asked a question. The question was, what day is being celebrated? This is what we answer: International Day of the Child. International Child. Emmanuel Kala and Benjamin Ankama, you are our winners for yesterday.
Your pictures are
so your pictures are. You have, look, we are going to make you trend. You are famous. You are famous. You are on TV. You are national TV. Daniel Nanase Jekum, Emmanuel Kala, and Benjamin Ankoma. You are our winners for yesterday's cheesy quiz, and you get vouchers to get yourself some just delicious pizza from Cheesy. And so get in touch with the team, and then we'll give your vouchers over to you. Today we have another question, Kaf.
Yes. Can you name any two scorers for the Black Stars? When we
players who scored Saturday, mention if you're to get yourself a cheesy pizza, send your answers to our WhatsApp number 055-55-61034, 055-51-61034. So that's the number you need to send your answers to. Fastest fingers first. And we'll come back tomorrow and we'll announce the winners, and you can pass by and pick up your vouchers for the pizzas. Share with me, okay? So it's time for us to take a break. When we return, there's a conversation on arthritis, there's a traffic watch, there is keep an eye, there are conversations coming up with Celestine Donko and her, I call her the Agbebolo singer. She's a sensational, phenomenal gospel musician, and we'll have that important discussion on mental health and what we all need to do to improve our mental health status. So stick and stay. We'll be back. It's #GTV Breakfast.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان.
Search no further because
6:37, you're watching hashtag GTV Breakfast. Still to come, headlines, conversations on mental health, and then a sit-down with Celestine Donkor. And if you want to win the cheesy pizza, you need to let us know who were any of the two scorers for Ghana's in our victory against Zimbabwe on Saturday in those World Cup qualifiers. Celebrating World Breast Cancer Awareness, mental health awareness, but today is also another medically themed day, and it's World Arthritis Day. With me to have the conversation is the director of the Chiropractic Healing Place, Dr. Joseph Afo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Happy World Arthritis Day to you.
Thank you, and the same to you too.
And on Zoom, I have a consultant rheumatologist with the Kolibu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Jifa Day. Good morning, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Nice. Thank you for having us.
Alrighty. Okay, so we're going to go straight to the whole business of definition. So, what is arthritis for people who do not know yet?
So arthritis is a combination of two words. Itis usually in medicine means inflammation, and arthritis, atra is joints basically. So arthritis is inflammation in the joint. Anything that causes pain, swelling, redness in the joint is termed arthritis.
Okay. Okay. Do you have different kinds, or is it just like one global arthritis for the whole world?
No. So there are different types of arthritis. So we have the arthritis that most people know about, what we call the degenerative arthritis, which causes osteoarthritis. So a lot of people, when they hear arthritis, think about old ladies and their knees. Yes, that is arthritis. But that is caused by what we call the wear and tear type of arthritis. Then we have arthritis that may be due to autoimmune conditions, of which a lot of people do not know about. And this affects people of all sorts of different ages. Because of the way in which it comes about, people are very surprised when young people come with symptoms that suggest arthritis. And then we have arthritis that may come from deposition of what we call crystals in the joint. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about gout, which comes from the deposition of uric acid in the joint, and that causes pain. And that's more common in men and people who have what we call cardiovascular problems. So they are obese, they tend to drink lots of alcohol, poor lifestyle choices. That also predisposes them to gout. Then we have arthritis that may be due to aging, as we call it, and that also is more common.
Okay, so you said it's not just old people who get it. How young can you be to get arthritis?
We have people who are as young as 2 years who have arthritis because of an autoimmune cause, as I explained. So immune system attacks the joint. Then we have people who may be as old as 81, or who may get it because of the old age type, that's the wear and tear type. So it depends on the disease type. You may have different ages being affected. So young people as young as 2 to the teenage years may be affected by what we call the juvenile type of arthritis, which is an autoimmune arthritis. The immune system attacks the joints. Then we have people in their childbearing age or productive age between the ages of 20 to 40 who may be affected by autoimmune conditions such as lupus, arthritis. Again, in the immune system that's attacking the joints, and they will have symptoms of arthritis.
Okay.
Then we have older people, about 40 to the 80s, that is due to aging or wear and tear or trauma to the joints. We get arthritis as well. So it depends on the type of arthritis. We have different issues.
Okay, I'll get back to you shortly to talk about World Arthritis Day and what the theme is for this year. But I want to come back to the studio and speak with Dr. Afo, who is a chiropractor. And we'll talk a little bit more about how arthritis is managed, because you have the orthodox and then the chiropractors as well. So how do chiropractors manage arthritis?
Well, it depends on which one you treat. As you mentioned, the most common type of arthritis is the osteoarthritis. And when it happens in the spine, it's called spondylosis. The word spondylosis comes from two Greek words, spondylos and osis means abnormal condition. So what causes this abnormal condition? It can be physical injury, like getting into a car accident or sitting down in the chair for too long. Most people don't know that sitting is a disease. Or you fall down on a stairway. Okay, that causes injury. That's the osteoarthritis. Then we have the autoimmune arthritis. This autoimmune arthritis has been known. If you look at all encyclopedias, medical, and they tell you that it's unknown. But I did my own research, and I'll give you a surprise today. What causes it? When the body's own soldiers, or the white blood cells, attack the body cells. Okay, as you said, we have rheumatoid arthritis, systemic lupus erythematosus, or just simply lupus, and then scleroderma, we have ankylosing spondylitis, and many others. Okay, and then Sjogren's syndrome. Those are the autoimmune arthritis. Then we have metabolic, as you mentioned, gout. If you are fond of eating red meat with alcohol, there's a compound known as purine. You got uric acid crystals that will deposit in the joints. Then she mentioned on the CPPD. Then we also have another kind of what they call the infection, or septic arthritis, which is caused by infections like tuberculosis, staphylococcus. So those are the arthritis we have. How do we manage this?
Yes, but first of all, how common is it in Ghana?
It's very common. The most common is the osteoarthritis, because people sit down and watch TV for many hours. You are not supposed to sit down in one place for more than 45 minutes. Okay.
All right.
And then followed by the autoimmune ones, which is rheumatoid arthritis, the leading one over there. This happens between ages 20, as you said, it's all ages, but most common between ages 20 and 60.
Okay.
And its peak is at 40 and 50 years.
Okay.
I want to tell you that I disagree with Dr. Izide. It's not aging that causes these things at all. It has nothing to do with aging. It's the bad things that happen to your body that causes these diseases. As you said, every 2-year-old person can have one of the autoimmune diseases.
Okay.
So it's not aging.
All right, I'll come back to you for how the chiropractors deal with arthritis. But in case you joined us, today is World Arthritis Day. I have two doctors that I'm talking to, a chiropractor and then a consultant rheumatologist. Let's see whether the Zoom line is cleared up and we can speak to Dr. Jifade. We're talking about how to manage arthritis. Can you hear me?
So let me clarify once again.
Yes.
Autoimmune arthritis is not caused by aging. As I said, it is an immune dysfunction. And yes, we may not know the exact cause, but there are genetic factors that predispose people to getting it. And that is influenced by something in the environment that comes to trigger it. Depending on the type of arthritis, this can be different. For some people, it can be stress, it can be infections, it can be other intercurrent diseases. Even sunlight can precipitate arthritis depending on the type of arthritis it is. In lupus patient, that is what causes it. Again, if you come to the management, as you say, it depends on the cause of it. You don't treat all arthritis the same. Arthritis affects different joints. You don't treat all the joints the same. The chiropractic may focus on the spine, but arthritis can affect any joint at all. So if it is rheumatoid arthritis, it will be predominantly affecting your hands, the small joints as we call it, and may avoid most of the spine except the leg. You have to treat the immune system.
Okay, so we're going to try and clear up that line. It looks like that line wants to manifest the symptoms of arthritis, and we'll try and clear it up, and then we'll come back to Dr. Day on the line. So now let's hear about how the chiropractors deal with issues of arthritis.
Yeah, how we treat it. When we say inflammation, okay, one means that there will be a lot of fluid to the joint. There will be swelling, as you mentioned, the itis. Okay, when it's swollen like that, it causes immobility to the joint. If you've got too much water in the joint can move very well. So we chiropractors, we focus on putting movement into the joint. Once you put movement into the joint, the inflammation decreases. So we do things like adjustment, realigning the bones for you, and call adjustment, and realigning the spinal curvatures for you. Once we get that done, the body heals itself. It's not healing is not from outside; it's from inside you. It heals you. So You just have to help the brain or the body immune system heal itself. And then we do that by putting movement into it. Once you put movement into the joint or realign the bones properly, the healing begins.
Okay, and how long does this treatment take?
It depends, you know.
How effective is it?
Oh, very effective. Comes to chiropractic, we get results. Our patients are our witnesses. They give testimonies that shows that we get very good results for them. So it's very effective in the first place. Once you do the adjustment, realign the bones, and put movement. Life is movement. Or movement is life. Most people don't know that.
Yeah, but if your joints are stiff, how are you moving?
That's why we come to us. We move it for you. We chiropractors, we don't use knives, we don't use needles. We use our hands and special equipment. We can move every joint in the body, from head to toe.
How affordable is chiropractic care?
I know, I'm laughing because I'm saying that because most people think chiropractic is very expensive. Chiropractic may look like expensive, but it's not.
When you're spending the money, it doesn't look like it. You are spending your money. It's no mirage, there's no perception.
It's
you
a
are taking it out of your
lifetime.
pocket.
It's something we do so that we'll give you life for the rest. We'll give you health for the rest of your life. So it may look like it's plenty at one time, but it's not. Because if you look at all the medication you'll be taking in your lifetime, the money you have to spend on it is much more than what we ask at one time. What we do is we correct the joints for you, put them in the right place for the rest of your life. So that's what it is.
Okay. In your practice at the chiropractic healing place, who was the youngest patient that you ever had to deal with?
A baby born today. A baby born today, what happens when the baby is coming out of the birth canal? It should not allow this happen, but the baby should come naturally. But what happens if people are in a haste? So they hold the baby's neck and they twist it. When you do that, dislocate the first bone called the atlas, and when you do, that's the gateway to the rest of your spine. So most children are born, and when that happens, children may have breathing problems, they may have other swallowing problems. So they come to us and we really adjust that bone, and that gives the baby life.
Okay, let's see whether I have any questions here on arthritis. None for now. What's the level of awareness in the public as far as issues of arthritis are concerned? And beyond World Arthritis Day, which falls on the 12th of October every year, what's the level of awareness?
Well, chiropractic is doing best. It's best to educate the public. You've heard of the spondylosis, osteoarthritis, you know. So we are training the people, and we are training them what causes it. We tell you, look, when you're going to sweep, don't use that short broom to sweep. Burning at your waist is dangerous to the spine. Use the long-handled broom. When you are going to wash, put the thing on the table and sit and wash it, or stand and wash. Okay. Don't sit down in one place and watch TV for too long, that's standing up. So we are creating awareness to the public. For that, chiropractors are doing a good job in doing that.
Is there other things that people should not eat to avoid getting arthritis?
It depends on the arthritis. If let's look at the metabolic arthritis, since you mentioned it. Metabolic arthritis, like gout, is caused by eating a lot of red meat and adding alcohol, because what will happen that the purine will precipitate uric crystals, uric acid crystals that will deposit usually in the big toe or the thumb, and it's a very painful condition. Okay, so that's metabolic. And if you think
so, what acidic food, you should stay away from food that has acid.
Not acid, red meat, and the amino acid is called purine.
Okay.
And mixing it with a red wine or any alcohol is deadly.
So alcohol and red meat not good?
They don't go together.
Okay.
So that is it. But when it comes to osteoarthritis, it doesn't have to do with food. Okay, or it has to have processed food can also cause degeneration of the joints.
Okay.
So you have to stay away from processed food, but it's physical injury. That is the osteoarthritis mostly.
All right. I want to go back to Dr. Day, this time, third time lucky. We wanted to just briefly for you to tell us how the condition of arthritis is managed.
The management of arthritis depends on the cause of it. Not one treatment modality fits all the different types of arthritis. So we find fallacious to say that. So for the autoimmune type of arthritis, it will not calm the immune system down. The arthritis will not stop because the body is producing certain chemicals that will go and damage the joint. And so you have to calm the immune system down. So we have various ways in which we deal with that depending on the disease. We call them immunosuppressants. And it suppresses the immune system so it stops producing the chemicals that go and damage the joint. If it is from crystal or the deposition arthritis, as we call it, an example of gout, here the body is producing chemicals that it's not able to take care of. That's the uric acid, which deposits in the joint and damages it. Human beings have lost the ability to excrete uric acid. That's what our problem is when it comes to gout. And so when you take in the red meat, the beef, high protein diet, even beans can cause gout.
Beans?
If you take too much of it, your body cannot get rid of it. So first of all, you have to incorporate dietary measures to reduce your uric acid level. Then you have to give you drugs that can break up the ones that have been formed in the body. And so that will help to calm the inflammation down. And sometimes you have to give anti-inflammatory drugs to calm the inflammation before the disease is settled. For the degenerative type, we say it's a wear and tear type. The body repairs itself by forming new bones. When there's trauma, as we are aging, we are carrying heavy loads. It affects the joints, it affects the spine. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do as of now, but that is why we celebrate World Arthritis Day, because the degeneration is going on to try and find ways in which even osteoarthritis can be managed. Okay, so here we try to do various things. Diet will be helpful to reduce weight so that you don't put too much pressure on the joint. We encourage you to physically active so that the muscles that support the joint are strong and so that they are stable, because if they are not stable, they rub on each other and they get wet. Physiotherapy and helps because they also help strengthen the joint and keep it mobile. Sometimes you have to do injections into the joint to try to reduce the inflammation. And yes, there are diets that are also anti-inflammatory that you incorporate with it. Okay, from infections, you have to treat the underlying infection. No manipulation of the spine will treat the infection in the joint if you do not treat them. That can be highly immobilizing and can cause even death if not treated well. So depending on the type of arthritis, there are different modalities that we will incorporate and help to deal with it. And it's a holistic process, right from diet to lifestyle changes to treatment to immunosuppressive agents, anti-inflammatory agents, incorporating multidisciplinary people in it, the physiotherapists, the nutritionists, all come into treatment of arthritis. Because it is not just a joint problem, it's a body system problem. If you do not treat certain types of arthritis well, it can even expose you to getting cancer, increase your risk of heart problems or cardiovascular disease. People who have certain types of arthritis have about 40 times the risk of dying from a heart attack or cardiovascular problems than the normal population. And that is why it's important to know the type and treat it appropriately.
Okay, know the time, treat it appropriately. I know you have to run, but just quickly, World Arthritis Day, the theme and how significant it is for us this year, 2021.
The World Arthritis Day is a day that we celebrate since 1996. It's supposed to help awareness to the fact that arthritis is common and it affects a lot of people. There are 200 different types of arthritis under the umbrella of the various subgroups that we've talked about. And there are about 200 million people who are living currently who have symptoms of arthritis but are not diagnosed because they don't know, either they don't have access to care or they don't know what the disease is. And so a lot of advocacy has to be done, a lot of research has to be done to try and find the cause and help people. Because arthritis is actually the number one cause when it comes to back pain or people staying away from work. If you look at all diseases, most health systems spend more on arthritis than any other disease. Even if you talk about heart disease, it is more common and more costly to health system than any other disease. The theme for this year is don't connect because we are trying to make sure that
people have access to care. And so they should connect, and this is a time for us to work to make sure that people get to know about arthritis. They can seek and get adequate treatment, and people will get lost in the system where they are not able to get access to care. So that is why we are raising awareness and making sure that everybody gets some improvements in the system. So don't delay, you should connect today, and it's time for us to work.
Okay, we'll leave it here. Just teeny question. Do you, in the traditional medicine space, connect with the chiropractors on some level?
Oh, yes. So like I mentioned, management of arthritis is a holistic process. We need various multidisciplinary teams in the management of arthritis. So when it comes to, especially for spondylosis, as your guest mentioned,
Dr. Fo, yeah.
it is an inflammation or a degenerative problem in the spine.
All right.
Okay, and so that is one part of the joint that will be affected. So for that, especially when patients need physiotherapy and manipulation of the joint, they can go there, either the therapist or the chiropractor. Some people prefer the chiropractor, some people prefer the physiotherapist. They all have their way of working on the spine to help the patient.
Okay.
But arthritis is a whole spectrum and needs a multidisciplinary management.
All right, we've gone through the spectrum of Zoom all the way to phone, but we've connected with you. So thank you so much. Dr. Ida Day, Jifa Day is a consultant rheumatologist, and she was speaking to us on World Arthritis Day on Zoom and on phone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Have a beautiful day. And back to Dr. Afo.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to respond to like what you heard, and then the significance of the theme as well as we run up this conversation?
What I like most is that she said health is a multiple discipline healing. So chiropractors will play a major part if it comes to health and arthritis. Okay. My advice to the public is that when it comes to osteoarthritis, which is the #1 cause of arthritis, avoid injuries and sitting down for too long. When it comes to the second rheumatoid or the autoimmune diseases, I did a research, and what I found, I know most encyclopedias study that they don't know the cause, but I found that on the white blood cells, there is a protein called HLA-B24. HLB27.
Okay.
Okay, this protein is the eye of the white blood cell. The eye. It's called the eye. I call it eye. And because it's able to tell the difference between all the cells in the body. There are 60 trillion cells in your body.
60 how many?
60 trillion.
Who counted?
That is an estimate. They took a sample of cell of say a muscle, and they found how many cells are in that one, and then they look at the whole weight of the body, and then they make an estimate.
60 trillion.
60 trillion. That is 6 with 10 zeros. Okay, this white blood cell can know all of them.
Wow.
So, and if there is an enemy coming in, it can also tell, because of this protein, HLB27, it stands for human leukocyte antigen. Okay, now there are certain things that can destroy this protein, and it's mostly found is methanol and ethanol. Ethanol we know is alcohol. If you look at most drugs, okay, have ethanol inside. So it is this ethanol that is destroying the eye. Once it destroys the eye, it can't tell who is a friend and who is an enemy anymore. So it starts attacking the whole cell, the body cell. So that's how these autoimmune diseases come about.
Okay. All right. Great stuff, Dr. Joseph.
So all our advice is keep away from a lot of prescription drugs and non-prescription, both of them, and alcohol in general.
All right. There's a quick question here from, you didn't give me your name, but he says, thank you very much for the awareness. Can exercise help eliminate the deposited acids in the joints? I think he's talking about gout.
Yeah.
Can exercise help?
Yeah, as I've said earlier, movement is life. When the deposition are in the joint doesn't move properly.
All right.
When there's inflammation in the joint doesn't move properly. So exercise, anything to put movement into the joint, is a healer.
Okay. Someone wants to know where you're located. Where can
I'm located at Parakou Estate near Domi.
Okay.
At Cable Junction.
Awesome. Okay, so that's Dr. Joseph Afo, chiropractor and director of Chiropractic Healing Place. You can find them at Parakou Estates. And earlier on, we spoke with Dr. Jifa Day, who's a consultant rheumatologist. You're wondering, Day, what they go on? Yeah. I shall confess later on. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. And say bye to your spine. What has it got a name?
I just call a friend.
Friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the base of your life.
I wish I could touch it, you know.
Yeah, you want to touch it? I can bring it for you to touch. It's not a big deal.
It's called spine, right?
Yes, it's spine.
Spine.
Okay.
All right. It looks like a guitar.
I like that.
Yeah, real nice. It's not Arthritis Day. With my friend here called Spine. We'll be back shortly. Don't wait.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
I swore an oath on 7th January to be faithful and true to the Republic of Ghana. And that is exactly what I'm doing in the fight against Galamsey.
Yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, Galamsey, Ghana mine, Emrina so Galamsey, SSA Jayo, Mayan Kambum, Naye mine say Shaya Pebre. Yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, Galamsey, Este Ghana. Galamsey, yes you are say oh. Galamsey, for best I say oh. Galamsey, in call for ewu. Say abanche wa ubedem. Yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, Galamsey. Yenjai, Galamsey, Este Ghana. Yeah, my Ghana, yes, a man in Seo. Yeah, my Ghana, yes, a man in Seo. Yeah, my Ghana, yes, a man in Seo. Galamsey, master. Galamsey, master. Galamsey, master. Galamsey, master. Galamsey, master.
I am 7 years old. Beep, beep, beep. I am 4 years old.
We are 12 years old.
It's been 1 year since I started my antiretroviral treatment.
You can live a long, productive life with antiretroviral treatment. With antiretroviral treatment, HIV-positive expectant mothers can have healthy HIV-negative babies. Go to the nearest health center, test and know your HIV status. If you are positive, ask about antiretroviral treatment and you will receive help. Antiretroviral treatment is your only option for a long and fulfilling life.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and the National AIDS Control Program of the Ghana Health Service with funding from the Global Fund.
This is the Breakfast Show.
she has it locked down. She twists, she turns, shut down. She know they green, know they slow down. Malafaku, Udojo Kolaku, all the dafu, mommy the tattoo. I be like Red Goose, give me wings like Red Bull. I'm on the dafu, mommy the tattoo. Hey, now you want some? A pocket handsome, tell me don't no ransom. Hey, there you always scorpion. Say you want some? A pocket handsome, tell me don't no ransom. Hey, there you always scorpion. Simo Feda.
So from arthritis to pizza, how about that? Yeah, food is good for the health. So we're giving away pizzas. Every day we're giving away 3 pizzas from Cheesy Pizza. This is today's question. Check it out. Question 2. Match. Yes. Send out 5. Panel here to join me in the conversations. I'll introduce them to you shortly, but I asked a question on Facebook. So how do you feel about interns being sent around to buy Coca-Cola? In fact, it wasn't just Wachi. My colleagues and I would go to the market to buy foodstuffs on Fridays with supervisors. You're buying Wachi keke you bought. Some of the girls will be sent on errands to do a whole week's shopping for a supervisor. If you go to the car park, you see them carrying the items. So if it's Wachi there, thank God. Now some of you, we did market and cancer marketing, pure marketing. Of course, at that time, we saw it as a privilege, and we didn't see ourselves as being used. So that's one experience there. Those of you who started national service yesterday, today is day 2. Have they started sending you? Are you angry? Is your dignity threatened by what they are doing? I'd like you to tell me so that we can get your comments here, 055-556-1034. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here at GTV, and the kind of things that are going on it will test your powers of concentration. One day we should have to you. But my guests are here, and we have a regular here, and Mr. Aquinas Kwanzaa, former Central Regional Minister, and Issa Husseini, former MP for Okaikwe North, right here in Greater Accra region. Right. Gentlemen, Salaam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Ujiku.
Ujimna.
Fantastic. Good to have you all here. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to start with, let's see what we can start with first. But no, let me start with a story that is not quite here, but it's trending, it's quite hot. It involves one Kwesi Dawood, who is currently suspended as NDC's communications officer for the Central Region. So it's alleged that he's having sexual relations with his daughter, and the case has been reported to court. The NDC in the Central Region have suspended this chap, and he's also written a letter basically denying everything, threatening to send Daily Guide to court for defaming his character. He must have worked with you when you were Central Regional Minister, or you must know him. How did you feel when you heard this news yesterday?
Good morning to Ghanaians.
Yes.
You know, I have not had a chance of talking to him or speaking with him, but at least I was monitoring on our regional platforms, was monitoring, and I mean, he also had an interview with one radio station yesterday. So at least the case is in court. I mean, we don't have to judge him before the judge. I mean, let the court do its work, and we'll see the way forward. I mean, it's very unfortunate, but let's. I pray it's not like I read. That's my prayer, you know, because if that is, I don't know. I seriously don't know what to say.
What would make a man do a thing like this?
I don't know.
I mean, a man, putting this case aside, what would make a man want to sleep?
I don't know. Sometimes I believe it's demonic, you know, because what will I see in my daughter that will attract me? What will I see in my daughter that will attract me? A girl that I give birth to or whatever. But sometimes people like that sometimes need prayers, you know, or maybe some psychological evaluation, you know, because seriously speaking, a sane man will not do that. I hope you understand me. A sane man will not do that. So I believe things of that nature have some either psychological or spiritual underpinnings. Right? Yeah, definitely. But knowing Kwesi Dawood, that is why I said let the courts, because I mean he's a nice gentleman, you know. But for if like I don't know if this is true, but reading from him, I tend to believe him that it's not true. But it will all depend on the court. Yeah, if the investigation is conk and whatever. But I believe what he wrote in a way, you know, because
are you refusing to believe it could be otherwise, that he could actually have done this?
Yes, I mean, because knowing him personally, I mean, if one is to tell me that no, this is what Kwesi has done, I will defend him. That look, no, I mean, hey, apart from everything, you know, everyone and what he or she is capable of. I mean, but KD, I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure?
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Honorable Hussaini, do you see this? Would you be surprised if your party people in the Central Region politicized this case?
Good morning to you, Kafuya, and good morning to my co-panelists, and good morning to all your viewers, especially the people of Ukankwe North. It's a wet morning, but I hope that they're keeping well, and everyone is safe.
You don't represent them. You still have.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's where I come from. That's where I've been since. So my connection to Ukankwe North cannot be, and I think that I still have a lot of energy to contribute to the community. So I'll forever be grateful to them as well for giving me that opportunity to have represented them at a point in Parliament.
Will there be a part two?
I'm forever grateful.
Part one.
All I'm saying is that I still have the energy. I mean,
you can go
to go. So I won't discount
this. Like second time.
No, in Parliament,
politicians never say no.
In Parliament, we call it "I shall return."
I shall return, like a war movie. Talk to me about Kwesi Dawood. I mean,
Kwesi Dawood and matters arising in the Central Region. I will tend to agree with my co-panelist. I mean, when you hear issues like this, it's quite worrying. I have two beautiful daughters, and I can't foresee how this would happen to them. Issues like this, we should really be circumspect and allow the investigations to go through, allow the processes to actually. But my worry is that I think I was hearing this morning on a radio station that he was on the run or something.
That's what I also heard.
But I am pleased to hear that Alice yesterday he had made a statement. I don't know whether the statement was to the police. But if it's to the police, then all the better. We hope that investigations are fast-tracked, and I mean the matter is addressed to how it should. But also we should feel the impact for the young lady. I mean, at 15 years, having gone through this trauma. I hope that her role in this whole thing, whatever assistance she needs, and I'm also gathering that the family is actually taking steps to make it a family matter. But I think the criminal aspect of it, if it happens to be true, must be dealt with, and the girl given every support that's available so she can recover and have her life back. I don't want to get into this, and sometimes when issues like this happen, it's not about politics. I don't think we should politicize it. I think that it's an individual. Politicians are from amongst us. I mean, this could be anybody. It could happen to any. But he himself, Dawood himself, probably needs some help, some support if he actually did this. And I mean, they should be accorded all the necessary support and help, and the matter dealt with.
But if he did it will become a criminal case.
It is. There's a criminal. Yes, there's a criminal aspect of it, and it has to be dealt with. At least the police are on the beat and they are doing the investigation. So I think it's not important that we politicize issues like this. They have to be dealt with as it should be. It doesn't really for another NPP and DC. I don't think it's
okay. What are your thoughts? What would make a man want to do this to his own child? 055-556-1034. I wait to see what happens in court. What will happen? The patients, and we'll keep you posted right here on GTV. Okay, so let's dive into a couple of stories on the front pages of today's papers. Let's look at the rakes in 1.8 million cedis from motor traffic offences in 9 months. We're looking at an average of cedis a month from NPTD. So that's like 50k a day, a week. So if it's weekdays alone, that's like 10,000 cedis. In terms of fines, I just want to know where the money is going. Okay, so 1.8 million retrieved from motor traffic offenders in the form of court fines. Okay, so that's where the money has gone. It represents 94% of the 1.9 million that these offenders were fined over the course of the year. So over 4,000 cases were brought before the courts, 3,600 plus were convicted, 77 discharged, 2,100 jail terms. Wow. And so these are the offenses. So you have speeding, drunk driving, worn out tires. Be careful, check your tires. Driving without license, that was the, and then you have driving with expired documents, riding without a crash helmet, driving without wearing a seatbelt, and other miscellaneous offenses. So aside of miscellaneous, which is like spoiled ballots, driving without license had over 1,000 people who were nabbed. And you have the breakdown. Ashanti region 500,000, Greater Accra also for 500,000, followed by Western, and then it goes all the way down. 600 cedis was the lowest fine. Northeast region, the whole of Northeast region, 9 months, 600 cedis. Okay, Mr. Kwanzaa, in some countries the police actually use this money to run their departments. Is it time for that to happen to Ghana? This is going to the courts. Don't know how it's dispersed. What is the practice when these fines go to the courts? What happens? Do the police get a share?
Yeah, I believe so. The money goes to the police. Either police or they pay it into the consolidated fund. You know,
when it gets there, it gets lost too.
Oh no, that one, because the whole in the consolidated fund is big. So this small money there, when it gets inside, it's lost forever.
So should this money be going directly to the police?
Yeah, I think
so. They are the ones doing the arresting.
Yeah, I believe so. At least it can help them. It can help in buying them these walkie-talkies or communication gadgets or even night vision goggles or jackets, protective jackets.
Yeah,
I mean, because seriously speaking, you know, in some jurisdictions, I mean, like those monies help in developing the police service. I believe we should. I don't know what the law says about the sport fines, how much, where does it go to, or they do some aggregation. Look, 2% goes to government, 8%. No, I don't actually know, but I believe we should give the money to the police so that it will help. I mean, once it's coming from the courts, it goes to the police. At least there's a trail of accountability. So I mean, you can't say they will, because if we don't do that, and the police don't feel that, look, their work is being rewarded in a way. I mean, they would like to take the 5 Ghana and just let you go. Yeah. This 10 Ghana, 20 Ghana, and let you go. But if the police sees that those monies is transforming their outfit, believe you me, every case will go to court.
Because you're benefiting at the end.
Yes, you are benefiting. But if I don't feel any benefits, or I don't have, I mean, all I do is, oh, Charlie, I take my 10 cedis, I walk off. Because if you go and pay 300 Ghana to court, and sometimes that's what they will tell you. Look, you know this, if I take you to court, they are going to charge you 600, you pay 100.
That's police negotiations.
One time. Yeah. So you pay the 100 away bus. But I believe this money should go back to the police service. At least there should be a fund that this money goes into, and maybe, I mean, look, police, they don't have nice places to stay. So maybe gradually they can even use that as a leverage and take loan and build what do you call it, themselves, rooms to accommodate themselves. I believe the monies should go to them.
Okay, Mr. Fuseni.
Kafui, I think that it is good that we are tracking some of these things and knowing the benefits that is accruing to some of these interventions, particularly under the new IGP. I think that he's brought some energy, some.
You like him?
I like him. I think that he probably can give us a police service that we deserve as a nation. But much as I will also think that this amount, 1.8 million, could be applied to re-equipping or equipping the police. I think there has to be some balance in there. If the police see this as a motivation, it might also result in them actually being quite, just because they know that, look, if we are able, the more we get, the more we benefit.
Well, there has to be a balance. We also have to look sharp and make sure that we are wearing seatbelts, our people are not dead.
Certainly. So there has to be a fair balance. So motorists are also not, I mean, the police don't treat motorists with high-handedness just because they know they are motivated, and they know that whatever accrues from those arrests and all of that also comes to the benefit of the service. I think that should be fair. And motorists should also be quite some of these issues. I mean, the worn out tires and all of that. It is typically not in our culture. I mean, our culture is that if your car that has some breakdown, you don't go to service it for most people, and it's something that we should actually be learning, that a car is just like a human being. Just maintain your car, be safe, and once you are safe on the road, I'm also safe on the road. I'm sure we can avoid these charges and all of that. Motorists should try to avoid this. The police should also try to improve upon it for the benefit. I think that finally the nation or the society actually benefits from some of these things. So
indeed,
but we need a fair balance.
We need a fair balance.
No, but seriously, we have a lot of unscrupulous drivers around.
That's true. I mean,
I mean, look, somewhere, like you'll be driving and there is a zebra crossing. We just drive through zebra crossing like nobody's business. Bakafui, in some jurisdictions, if you get to a zebra, whether people are passing or not, there's a certain seconds that you should park.
Yeah.
Because they won't put zebra crossing on an highway. Yeah, we have highways with zebra crossing. Highways.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I remember I was in Barcelona a couple of years back. When I got to the zebra crossing, I behaved like a Ghanaian. I mean,
you are waiting.
No, I was waiting. And then so people were stopping. I was wondering, why are they stopping? Then I realized the thing is automatic. Just cross.
Look,
I always thank the people, I almost even thank them for stopping for me. I said, oh, really?
But you see, we also have to admit that things are improving. Maybe 20 years ago, the way people acquired driving licenses, they didn't even have to go do any test to the DVLA and all of that. But now, because of even the biometric nature, unless you have to show face, you have to go through the training and all of that. So we should expect that it's getting much better than it was. But there's still a lot of improvement to be done. Especially in our driving culture in this country. There's a lot.
There's a lot to be done. Yeah, sometimes when you are driving, you are not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the next driver. What would the next driver do?
Yeah. That's defensive by the college.
Yeah, you are driving the guy in front of you, the one behind you, and the one you can't see. You can't see, including the one you are driving.
Just assume that they are going to do a mistake, and then you can.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, sometimes you know, those of us who have driven somewhere before. I mean, I remember we were doing, we were recruiting drivers, and this is a company, an American company. So the guy will be there and say, "Look, go move the car to this place and come," you know. And the guy, you know what he used to disqualify most of them? If you sit in the car, first thing, you check your mirror, your rear mirror, you check your side mirrors, then put on the seat belt before you even start the car.
So if you don't do all those things, you are disqualified.
No, the moment if you don't do and you start, you are come out from the car.
You're gone.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, these are things that we seat belt.
You must check it.
Seat belt is one thing that, you know, people say, "Oh, I feel trapped." Hey.
What's your thought on the stories you covered so far, the issue of the fines with the police? I'll share a story. So 25 years ago, so I can be excused from this confession. I was working in Kumasi, so I was driving from Accra to Kumasi, and I was stopped by the police somewhere around Eastern Region. I think I had flouted every regulation. They caught me on the speed gun. When I came out, they said, "Can we see your license?" I showed them the license. The officer said, "Well, is dead. Roadworthy, dead, overspeeding, no seatbelt, nothing." So I looked at the office, I got out, and I said, "Officer, process me." Process me. I mean, everything was dead. Then the guy looked at me and I said, "I brought for some so settle your father and go." Settle your father and go and stop this nonsense. You know, but now I wouldn't dare do that kind of stuff again because you end up in court.
Yeah, definitely.
You end up in court because the police are really aggressive these days. I was coming in very early today and they just stopped me after the traffic light. I went through a traffic light and they just stopped. They were just checking. Say, "Good morning, sir." They are around all these roundabouts. The visibility is quite high. Yeah. So those are the police stories. Share your stories with the police, and if you have anything to say about the incest issue that we discussed earlier. Okay, so there's somebody here who says I should be careful because you politicians sometimes these things, they are initiation rites. Okay. It says CAF. You don't have any idea what some of these MPs are doing. Most of them visit occult areas. And regarding some of them, you never know that some of these things that they do may be as a way of initiating them into some higher order or say a lower order. You know, go have sex with somebody, a relative, and then you get initiated.
Well, but those things we see them on Nigerian movies. I mean, that one they are movies. You understand?
It doesn't happen in real life.
Oh, I mean, seriously speaking, like in Ghana here, like initiation into what?
How do we know? We are not part of those things.
No, you see.
Well, I know I'm not.
No. But you see,
and what did the person say?
The person is doing
it says some MPs.
But the person talking about is not an MP.
Oh my word.
Oh no, but that is unfair. You know, that is unfair. I mean, because some of us are very good Christians.
Yes, you understand. But you do admit that there are some people who do anything to get into power.
Oh no,
people do actually. People do.
No, that one is normal.
Yeah,
that one you see. You understand me? Me, I always give thanks to my constituency chairman then.
Okay.
His name is Edward Moore. He told me when I went in there to contest, I said, "Look, if anybody comes here and tell you that let's go to this man, don't let anybody take God's glory. Because God's glory is upon you already. If you go somewhere else and the person does something for you, you think is the person who has made you win, and your allegiance to that thing is going to be more. So you know what? Every 4 a.m., this man will come and call me. We have something we call jogging prayers. So we'll be like jogging at the beach and we'll be
praying.
praying.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, that is the only thing that can... Look, those things that you go in for, just go and take them. At the end of the day, your end wouldn't be... I mean, look, the only thing that lasts long is God's grace. I mean, it will be with you forever and ever. But those things...
They don't last.
What are you talking about?
Also for concert.
Amen.
No, you see,
no. I like the jogging prayers thing.
Yeah.
We started,
It's good. Working prayers.
As you jog, then you pray.
Yeah.
So all of you. So how are you? What kind of prayers were you praying as you are jogging?
We have a leader who comes up with a topic.
Yeah.
You know, like a normal prayer session. Let's thank God for giving us this dawn.
Yeah.
Then says God's protection.
And then you are jogging.
Yeah.
And praying.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just like walking, like we have the walking prayers.
Yeah,
I mean, like as you are briskly walking,
Charlie, you get kappa.
Praying. Is there?
You get kappa.
Oh, but praying is you don't have to be shouting.
All right, so you don't have to be shouting since it's a concert. But there's a lot of noise in the system about lesbian, gays, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex plus. That is the long remix of LGBTQI+. So 4 parties support the bill. 1 opposes a draft law. That's according to today's Daily Graphic. And Ghanaian Times says, we're against LGBTQ+ and other activities. Catholic bishops restate position. I'm interested in the party that is opposing the draft law.
the National Liberal Party, Libra or whatever.
I see. So the parties in support of the bill are the National Democratic Congress, we've got the Convention People's Party, the National Democratic Party, the All People's Congress, while the Liberal Party of Ghana is opposed to the bill. Where is NPP?
I really am not too sure why NPP was not mentioned, but NPP functionaries and officers have spoken widely on this matter. I mean, we are Ghanaians just like any other. We are Christians just like many Ghanaians. We are Muslims just like many Ghanaians, and how we have been brought up and then socialized. It abhors this behavior.
Is there pressure on the NPP to come out and say something?
Pressure on the NPP? I don't think so. The president has made pronouncements in the past on some of these activities. He has said that not under his watch will these things be regularized in this nation. And you know, he's a very devout Anglican, and there's no way some of these things are going to happen. So, notwithstanding the fact that NPP is probably not mentioned by the graphic, I'm not too sure how.
Let me read what the graphic says about the NPP. Although the NPP is yet to issue an official statement on the debate, the president has on a number of occasions said that legalizing same-sex marriage will not happen under his watch. So this is the graphic just reminding us of what the president said in the past. But do you not think that his party needs to do?
You see, the NPP's situation is unique because it's not just a party, but it's a party that is formed government.
Yes.
So whatever happens on the side of...
So why can't your chairman or your general secretary say something?
I'm sure it's just a matter of... That's why I said I'm not too sure how come the graphic has not spoken to anybody in the party office or higher up the hierarchy. But you hear the likes of our majority chief way, Bernard Domprez spoken, Katie Amon is
who would speak on
the
this
majority.
in the NPP?
I mean, there's a communication outfit. The general secretary could actually speak. The director of communications should also. But it's just a matter of, I mean, the situation of the NPP is because it's a party that is from the government, and the president is spoken severally. And I'm glad that the graphic is acknowledging the stand of the president, who happens to be the leader of the party at this material moment. So the NPP's position is quite clear. We are aboard this. There's no way we are going to support such activities in Ghana, and we are in total support of the bill. But just like the majority whip said, every bill that comes to Parliament goes through processes, and I'm sure that this will also go through the processes, just like any other bill will. And I'm sure by the time we are done with it, we'll get a law that actually is acceptable to all Ghanaians of all works. I mean, it's just...
Mr. Kosa, why do you think the NPP hasn't really made a statement yet?
No, you see, he is talking about what individuals in the party say. That one doesn't inform the parties.
Oh, majority chief.
No, I'm coming. No, he's an individual.
No, he's not.
No, he's an individual. Let me.
He's a leader in parliament.
Leader in parliament. Yes. Whatever he says, it's not bound or it's not binding on the party. Yes,
no, but he's a leader in parliament.
Boss, we know. I've been in parliament. Our leaders don't represent the party in its entirety. That is why we vote for national executives. If anything comes from general secretary, anything comes from your communication outfit, then it's something that the party has planned. I am not saying they are not for the abolition of that act, but they have not. You see, they are looking. Speaking to some of your colleagues, they are thinking about the backlash from the international community. So if they, being the government in power, comes up seriously to fight against the whatever, at the end of the day, it will affect them. But you see,
it will affect the nation.
It will affect the nation. That's how they feel. You understand me? But hey, we are Ghanaians. Me, the LGBTQ whatever is not even my problem. It's the plus that is at the plus.
Because the only plus you should be enjoying is GTV Sports. We are playing football.
The plus thing there is very dangerous.
Why?
The plus is unknown. So today, I can go and sleep with my daughter. That is my preference. It's the plus. So if they agree that we should give those LGBTQ plus chance to operate in this country, the plus is unknown to anybody. The plus, the queer, yeah, some people will be sleeping with tortoise and whatever. I don't have a problem.
Tortoise.
That one is your problem. but what I am saying is,
I thought that was like bestiality.
No, that is the queer aspect of sexual orientation. The queer things that people can't fathom. I mean, things that, that is the queer. Even that one self is queer. Then the plus. The plus is one thing that that scares me, because plus sexual preference. You see, sometimes those fighting, saying that this is a human rights issues and that. Look, human right. This act is not human, so there's no right to it. I hope you understand me. This act.
Throwing so many punchlines.
No. This act is not human. So the human right thing doesn't even arise here at all.
Humans, they would say humans perform the acts.
No, yes, but the act is not human. I mean, you can be a human being. So some of our act, why you say that this is inhumane? This is what you call a non-human activity. I mean, even animals. How many animals you see sleeping with the same sex? How many animals? They don't even sleep with the same sex. Then we human beings,
what do you say to some of the supporters who said you have no business putting your nose into what happens in somebody's bedroom? They're not having sex.
No, you see, I have no business also thinking about who is doing what. You understand me? The thing is, if you are caught, it's a different ball game. You can do it behind the scenes. Look, everything that will be outlawed, there will be an underground movement. You understand me? You can't tell me when it's outlawed, people won't do it. They will do it. But if they catch you, that is where the thing is. I mean, people steal. It's not all thieves that are caught. But if they catch you, the laws will deal with you. So we just need the laws to be there, so that if in case you are caught, you have the law to face. But if you're not caught and you go scot, that is your own issue.
Are Ghanaians talking too much about this lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex,
plus? You know, we are not talking too much. I mean, it's about time we have that discussion. You see, it's good for the international community to listen to us and know that, look, we are Ghanaians. But me, what I was praying for, why don't they, even in the Western world, why don't they rather like to legalize polygamy? Well, you have plenty of wives and you're okay.
Would you like that?
But yeah, I would prefer that than LGBTQ.
Would you like to be a polygamist?
No, no. At least if that one, you are even saving another woman who wouldn't be married. You just bring the woman in and marry her.
Would you like to be a polygamist?
I say if it's lawful, and it's Ghana Crampo is not unlawful.
It's not unlawful. Unless you go and marry in church, then
unless you do under ordinance, you marry under ordinance where you can't have another. That's why
you see the way Honorable Hussein is looking at you. That's why I'm about polygamy. He's just looking at you. Come over to my side. We go for 4. Yeah,
that is looking at you. Yeah, that's the thing. So because at the end of the day, if I'm a traditional person
or a Muslim,
a traditional ruler.
Yes.
No, I'm not talking about traditional religion. I mean, like I'm married to my wife.
Yes.
Through
yes,
let's go and see the parent.
Yes, you can have more than one.
Yeah, that one nobody is not against the law. But if you marry under ordinance, that is where you commit bigamy.
Yes,
you understand. But you know, even that is the thing. You know, I was talking to an American and I asked him, you know, why don't you legalize polygamy? He said no. They said, but you are legalizing homosexuality. And polygamy that will make a man have like 4, 7, 12 wives, and the man will be okay
with the women. Wives?
Oh, by the way, the Bible inside that people go 300. But what I am saying is, you see, no, you know, like I mean, thinking about the whole issue, that is what they should be looking at legalizing.
Okay.
Than this LGBTQ
and the fearful plus.
And the fearful plus. Thank you. You know, I believe, you see, and sometimes maybe we sat down too, I mean, aloof as a nation for this thing to, you know, I mean, to the point that they started having, and even our president was pushed before he said this, because when he had the interview, he said, look, if the pressure becomes big, it's bound to happen. What is bound to happen? You should be emphatic that this is not allowed in my country.
What didn't you like about that statement?
That is bound to happen. What's the meaning of is bound to happen? That means there are windows of opportunities. He said, look, we've not had, why? Strong advocacy. But if they have people who are pushing for this, so it gave the LGTB guy the vein to come in. Now let's set up office. Let's do the advocacy through this office. Because the president said if the advocacy is high, why not? It's bound to happen.
Mr. Fuseni, did that statement worry the NPP when the president said
that? I don't think so, because subsequently, the president has clarified what he intended. He has said that not under his watch will this happen.
And bound to
happen. You see,
but he said bound to happen.
You see, this conversation is not unique to Ghana. I think Switzerland 2 weeks ago.
No, we are here.
We are here. No, but I mean today, Ghana is not an island in itself. We belong to an international community. This conversation is going on globally in most countries. It is good that we are also having this conversation. It is good that majority of us per the CDD survey abhors this, and that is what leadership will have to listen. And like Etiamon said, he doesn't think that any MP will have the guts to vote against this bill.
Would you want an open vote in Parliament?
Oh, I think it won't make any difference because no MP would take this risk. I mean, in our parliament, even if I tell you,
for fear,
I tell you, I mean, it won't happen.
This thing,
it won't happen. So it is how we should be looking at it.
Okay.
This is how our society wants to go, and that is where we are going to go. It's not about what opportunities are not. I don't think.
And you know one funny thing, a friend of mine who works with the Washington Post called me and he said, did I watch the CNN? One of our... I said, yes, I did. He said, so he asked me to send him, some George's himself. And I said, why? He said, look, here, you know, like this kind of, especially he spoke with.
Some George spoke with balls.
Yeah. Same people in because in the US, if you do anything a little against LGBTQ, you are gone. You know? So if you watch CNN, CNN was like pushing some agenda, but you see, Sam George put them in their place. Look, this is where you are. Just stay there.
You feel them?
One time. I mean, look at the trolling, even in Kenya.
Yes.
The guy is from Kenya.
Yeah, they're denying him.
They say he shouldn't call himself a Kenyan because you went to disgrace yourself like that. Meanwhile, you've not researched anything.
You know, the rule is to research.
Yeah, and, to research and face the person. Yeah,
indeed,
man.
Indeed. All right, great stuff. In case you just joined us, it's a very stimulating conversation this morning on GTV Breakfast with the Honorable Inusaf Hussaini.
No.
Sorry. Hey, what about Inusaf Hussaini?
Inusaf Hussaini has his views on this. I don't know if you've captured that one as well.
Honorable Isaf Hussaini.
Yeah, he's a senior.
Isaf Hussaini, beg your pardon.
Yeah,
and then it's Kwanzaa.
No, let me ask you one question. Why are you using Honorable for him and you use Mr. for me? Honorable Aquinas. No, I just want to be, because he's also an ex-MP.
It's my mistake.
He's also an ex-MP. I'm also an ex-MP.
I hold my hand.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Yes. Two honorable gentlemen at the breakfast table. Let's go on the line right now because it's a big story which may actually help our pockets. My hobby these days is driving past fuel stations and looking at the price of the per liter price for super. Sometimes it's 6.1, it's 6.25, it's 6.45. There's a big range. Now, big story on all the papers. In all the papers, MPA removes fuel levies, prices to reduce, Daily Graphic. We've got The Finder, government to lose 58 million cedis monthly for zeroing price stabilization and recovery levies on fuel. And Ghanaian Times, MPA removes price stabilization levies on petrol, diesel, LPG for 2 months. What's the significance of this? I'm going to jump on the line right now, speak with the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Mr. Kweku Ajiman Duya. Good morning, welcome to the show, Kweku. Hello, Kweku, can you hear me? We're trying to establish contact with Kweku Ajiman Duya, who is the CEO of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies. Kweku, can you hear me this time? Okay, so let me read the story and then we'll jump into it. We'll get him on the line. The lines are playing up with us, but no problem. Government moves to reduce fuel levies. The prices could fall in the coming days following plans by the government to zero the price stabilization and recovery levy on petrol, diesel, and liquefied petroleum gas for 2 months. So this proposal has been approved by President Akufo-Addo as a measure to cushion consumers against soaring fuel prices. So the MP announced this in a statement yesterday, and it will now work with the Ministry of Energy to quicken the legislative process needed to make it effective. So the levy imposed 116 pesos per litres on petrol, 14 pesos per litre on diesel, and 14 pesos per kilogram on LPG. So if we reduce the levels to zero, the prices of these products could fall by an average of about 15 pesos. It may not seem like a lot, but when you're buying the fuel in 30, 40, 50 liters, it all adds up. So government is still cushioning. It wasn't just the rice and stew and chicken during the pandemic days. It wasn't just we're still in the pandemic days, but those early times. It's not just the water bills and the electricity, but fuel too is a big issue. Honorable Kwanzaa, your thoughts on this?
Too little, too late. It's not late. But I believe it's too little.
You think it's too little?
Yeah.
Let me just jump on the line, speak to Kweku, and then get back to Kweku Ajiman Duya is CEO of Association of Oil Marketing Companies. Kweku, good morning. Welcome to GTV Breakfast.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's great to have you on the line. We're talking about the decision by the National Petroleum Authority to remove fuel levies on diesel, petrol, and liquefied petroleum gas. What's your thought on this, and how impactful do you think it will be?
It's good. It's a step in the right direction. And though it's been long coming, but it's good. And this environment that we find ourselves in the industry, anybody gives you every 10 pesos per liter is good enough to take it, put it in your pocket, and then look for more. You know, so I mean, it's good. And for us on the other side, it helps us price better because normally when the prices are going up, shooting up, we have a dilemma of increasing the price versus our volume that we can sell. So you have to always be optimizing with the competition also in vogue how you could price appropriately and you don't lose volume. So the name of the game of our industry is volume. So if, for instance, now as you see, the highest price is 6.52, and if for petrol, which is 16 pesos on the stabilization, if you take it out from that one, obviously we are going to, the maximum price is going to go 6.36. It's not bad. If you put all together over, if you realize that you have gone again, there is something we have to put in our pockets and then probably ask for more.
Gentlemen, do you have any questions for Kweku with respect to the removal of these levies, Mr. Kwanzaa, Honorable Kwanzaa?
Oh, not exactly. I mean, I was doing some math here, you know, so like basically we are saving about 72 pesos on 1 gallon. 72 pesos, not 1 CD.
Yes.
72 pesos
on 1 gallon.
On 1 gallon.
Okay.
Using our standard 4.5 liters as a gallon. And I believe we should take a second look at the price builder.
The builder.
I mean, the taxes in there are too many.
Let me pose that to Kweku. So Mr. Kwanzaa believes that the build-up is the big issue. The taxes are too many, and a second look needs to be taken at that build-up. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's appropriate. I mean, once they are the parliamentarians, you know, the stuff on behalf. And obviously, if there's a need to do that, I think we have to. Once we do that, it also helps in the price, like I said. Then it's become volume versus the prices, then the competition. And it will help the consumer because, you know, in Ghana, we don't have any good public transport. So when they have prices going higher, everybody suffers. Everybody suffers. If you are going to effective public transport, obviously, we can look at how much funds we are put at the stabilization and push it on as a subsidy to the public transportation system, which is well defined. Then everybody will benefit. So it's worthwhile taking another good look at the taxes.
Finally, people have asked me, why is there such a difference in the prices? In the olden days, anywhere you went, the price was the same. But now you have ranges from 6.1 all the way to 6.5 to... Can you break it down for somebody who is watching right now? Why is there such a difference?
Basically, you know, 2015, the country took a decision to go on deregulation. And deregulation meaning that you are liberalizing the market. The fuel market says that once will do their own price versus either to what we used to having the regulator, as it were, the National Petroleum Authority, making the prices. I bet you, and the government also failure to be able to honor their subsidies thereon. It wasn't too good. So now we are living like that, which OMCs are supposed to price and compete among themselves, you know, and the only one that we have to do with the price buildup is the market. So sometimes OMCs price in such a way that they even lose more than 50% of their margin. Some of them even price negative just to contain the situation.
Okay.
So if this window that we are talking about that we had, highest one being 6.52, realistically by our calculation it should be 6.76 for petrol. But because of the competition, it brought it down to 6.52. So that's one of the advantages of the new regulation. At least prices will not be shooting up at certain levels. So now the onus of pricing is on the OMC is not on the state as it used to be.
Thank you for explaining it so clearly. Kweku Ajibandua, CEO of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, responding to the action that the MPA wants to put as far as fuel levies are concerned, and prices are expected to drop. What are your thoughts? I'll come back to my panel to get their issues, but we have a friend in the rain, and we don't want him to spend too much time in the rain. So, from a very dry Valerie to a wet Alan.
Well, welcome to this side. We are keeping an eye with Alan. We are connecting to Alan now. Alan is around Paloma, and we all know when it rains heavily in Ghana, what happens, especially early in the morning when people have to commute to work, children have to go to school. So we are connecting to Alan now. Alan is around Paloma, and we hear there's a drain that's been left open. Okay, so I'm not going to take it. Alan, what's happening?
Hi.
You look exceptionally dry.
And good morning, Ghana. Welcome to hashtag GTV breakfast. Well, don't be deceived. I'm covered by an umbrella, and so it would seem as if I'm dry. But yeah, it's only momentarily, not so long, and I'll have to run away from the rain. We're out here keeping an eye on a drain that runs right through Nima and then parts of Asylum down, and then finds its way joining the Odo River and then into the sea.
Right.
The location of this drain is very strategic, such that it provides a certain cover for those who live in Nima and parts of Nima, especially when the rains get heavy. And this drain has recently suffered a certain breakdown, and this breakdown is such that those who live by the drain are living at the mercy of the rain if it comes down really very heavy. What you see in this shot is the youngsters' school. You will find that this part of the drain is completely broken, and because it is broken, slowly the walls of the school is giving way. It is basically caving in, and one day we'll wake up to disaster where NADMO will be called upon to come and rescue children after the rain. We're told by residents who live here that this has been this way for nearly 4 years, which means if we're taking statistically, it has seen successive governments come and go, and nothing has been done about this drain to protecting lives that are close to this drain. Well, people who live out here have found a way to help themselves out by dumping refuse to provide a certain protection to fill out the eroded part of the soil washed away by the rain. This is not the only part of the drain that is so badly washed away by heavy downpours. If we go further down, closer to the back of Paloma, you will find that it has all been washed away. I managed to speak to a man who lives close by the drain, and his sad story was that not only is his house being slowly attacked, but he's witnessed kids playing along the drain and have slipped into it as a result of the weak nature of the washed away concrete and whatever is left of the drain. What you see in this shot is a young girl on her way to school. Where she is treading is really very dangerous. Anything and she may likely slip into it. We're not sure why the Ayawaso East Municipal Assembly and also the Greater Accra Regional Urban Development Authority seem to be in the unknown as to how dangerous this particular drain is to lives around Nima and its immediate environment. It is really very sad. But that is the situation, and that is what people around Nima are having to deal with as far as this drain is concerned.
Yes, Alan. Right. So that was Alan, guys, and the sites we saw wasn't a pretty sight. It's close to a school, and residents they say that they are trying to protect themselves by filling the part of the broken drain with filth. Guys, this can only, I don't know, I'm going to hand over to Kaf and his team, and they're going to talk about it. It's still GTV Breakfast. I'm handing over to Kaf and his team. They are discussing what's trending across the headlines and on your social media circles. Also, guys, from the video we saw Alan show right now, you can send your comments if you live around areas that have broken drains. I mean, it's raining, guys. Send us your videos, and then we'll show it to the world. Handing over to you, Kaf.
Thank you very much. For those of you who are on Twitter, follow the Ghana Police, GH Police Service. They are talking about the weather. It's a weather warning alert. Latest tweet just 4 minutes ago. Due to the stormy weather and rainfall we are experiencing this morning at the southern belt of the country and beyond, motorists are advised to exercise great caution when driving to prevent road traffic crashes, especially on major highways. School children and those who are advanced in age are advised to stay indoors if possible until the weather becomes clearer for the resumption of school and daily activities. Meanwhile, we have deployed patrol teams to assist individuals and communities in flood-prone areas. Those who are in difficult situations due to the weather should call the police emergency numbers. So these are the police emergency numbers. There's one very friendly one, 18555, 18555 or 191. So 18555 or 191, and then the unfriendly ones are the long ones. 0302 773 906, 0302 773 906 or 787 373, 0302 787 373. These are the emergency numbers for the police: 18555, 191, 0302 277 3906 and 0302 787 so you get the necessary police intervention from the Ghana Police. On Twitter, they are GH Police Service. Concluding remarks on what you've heard and anything you want to say. I'll start with you, Honorable Hussein.
The report that just showed, it just brings recollection of early days of Good Morning Accra, Joe Tete Kofi and the likes. You know, the assemblyman would have been there by now talking about the project, and it just brings memories. I mean, very profound memories, and how media landscape has changed over the years. But I think that it's good that this has been brought to the attention of the authorities, and I expect that for a prominent place like Asylum Down, and from where this drain has been left open for too long. True. I mean, in most cities, or in a city like Accra, you expect that this is some underground and construction, but there's a project going on, or a project has been on the drawing board, and the garage project. I am sure that it covers some of this, and over time, I expect that it's just not this area. We even go as far as my constituency. It's actually from the hills of the Ebre Mountains right into the sea, where the whole drainage system has to be reworked and to ensure that we don't have any flooding incidents. On the fuel issue, this policy of deregulation it's been operated since 2015. Situations like what we have now are very fluid. The price build-up, we keep talking about price build-up, we keep talking about taxes within the build-up. But the main components, international prices, our currency, and the policy that we are running. So over time, some of this, and they are very fluid. Thankfully, the government is taking a decision. Let's take this for now. We are not too sure where some of this will go. Remember, under President Kufuor for a while, it went way up to $150 per barrel. It it came down, I mean, the last time about 30 or so. So it's a fluid situation as and when the situation goes. I'm sure that the government is a listening one. The government has failings, and we make up the government. As and when these interventions need to be done, I mean, it will be done for us to have some respite.
Government has feelings. You have feelings, Mr. Wrap up for me.
I don't know that kind of feelings, man. but you know, it's like Mr. Jimandra said. I mean, it's little too late, you know. But I believe deregularization of the oil industry is helping the country. But you see, it's not about them. They can decide to sell the fuel the way they want to, but the taxes doesn't vary. You, the OMC, you can say that, okay, I'm reducing my fuel price to this. I want to reduce the taxes to this level.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. So it's about the taxes that we impose on the product. That is what makes it what it is now. I believe government should look at it again, and I mean, I know we can go further down. I mean, some of the taxes they themselves claim to be nuisance should be looked at again. I mean, because we've been dealing with the nuisance taxes for long.
So they should go.
Yeah, I mean, we should
we scraped 17 of them.
No, 17 of them on petroleum. On petroleum.
17 nuisance taxes.
No, I'm coming. You see, don't let us go on that tangent. You particularly mentioned ESLA. Yes. You particularly mentioned ESLA as a nuisance tax. ESLA.
Yeah, we have reduced.
You've reduced ESLA.
Yes.
No, it's a nuisance tax.
We have reduced it.
Why do you reduce the nuisance? It's still
nuisance.
We have reduced it, and it's a problem. You should just take the nuisance.
We have reduced the taxes.
You are far from being nuisances to me, but the time is not our enemy. So I want to say thank you so much. I must get the name right. It's Issa Husseini.
Yes, in fact, I prefer Husseini Issa.
Husseini Issa.
Charlie, unfortunately, it's my niece that took his seat from him.
Unfortunately. Inshallah, everything will happen at the right time. Gentlemen, thank you so much, Husseini Issa and Kwanzaa for being my guests on the show. If you want to know how to receive compelling and exclusive content on GBC channels, including the plus that Mr. Kwanzaa would love, especially today at 1 p.m. when we will show you Zimbabwe versus Black Stars, just here and here alone at GBC. You want to stick around for more on the show. This is hashtag GTV Breakfast. We have a ton of comments. I'll read them in a short while. We are still collecting entries for free pizza. Name two of the scorers in Saturday's game, victory against Zimbabwe. 3 pizza. So you stay. Don't go. Conversations on mental health, and Celestine Donko will come and sing for us. All right? Don't go. Stay.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
2021 to 2021, the journey to our centenary has been amazingly worthy. Azar Group is 100 years.
When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pump here, so we try our suicide.